So it looks like Shane won the lag. So he's going to be starting with the first break here. Race of 7, Don Weir Memorial, Shane Van Boening versus Stephen Weekly. So it looks like Shane's made a ball here, but doesn't look like he has an open shot at this one ball. He can see the right side of it, but he's probably going to end up having to play a safety here. Might be able to bank it up table this direction and bring the cue ball down over here. We'll see. Should be a good matchup. Obviously, Shane Van Boening, one of the best in the world, and then Stephen Weekly, he's one of the top players here in the Northwest. So we'll see if he can hang here with Shane. That was a good shot. I don't know if Weekly can see the edge of it. He's probably going to have to kick off this side rail over here. Brought out Shorty and clipped the 2 trying to jump over it. So looks like he's going to be giving ball in hand here to Shane. It's a fairly doable table here. Looks like Shane wired up that 5-8 a little easier. Draw off this side rail and back up table for the 5. Just like that. Shane should be out here. It's pretty simple out from here.
Are you able to hear me now, Josh?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome.
So you just saw me drawing a bunch of squiggly lines and couldn't hear me talking.
Yeah.
I just had to log out and log back in, and here I am. So yeah, it looks like Shane's going to run this out and get the first game of the match.
Yep. Played it safe right out the gate. So Steven only had one chance at the table. It was a jump shot or a kick. He chose to jump at it and gave Shane ball in hand. So now it's going to be Steven's break. And it's going to be imperative for Steven to have to be breaking good in this match. The alternate break format, Shane's a powerhouse, as we all know, so he's going to definitely need to be breaking good and maintain control and put some good racks together himself to be able to stay in this match.
Well, he broke that pretty solidly. Doesn't have the greatest of shots on the 1.
Yeah, even if he can back cut this, I mean, he's not really going to have much for the 2, so he's probably going to have to start with a safety here.
He might try the 7, come off the 1 and go rail 7, something like that. Ooh, or just paper thin and fire that thing.
What a great shot. I was watching, I just jumped on. They both practiced hitting some balls, and Steven was hitting them pretty good during the practice point of it. So let's see if he can maintain composure and play this here. Yeah, that was a great shot on the one.
It was very aggressive, but it got around perfectly for shape. Got a little bit of a tough cut on the 4, but he should be able to go down table and get the shape he needs for that as well. Coming in a little steep, might get the 8. A little unfortunate there.
Yeah, he came off of that funny angle running straight into that 8 ball, leaving himself a jump shot here. He actually jumps fairly well, considering he gave ball in hand on that first game he had a chance here. But as I was going to say, I favor him to make it. He jumps pretty good. So most likely just going to play straight bracket cross table over here. Keep it simple. Don't really want to have to drive the cue ball around the table or anything to get short side. Just like that.
Okay, travel right along your line. Perfect there. Just a little bit of a draw back and 9 in the side pocket. And we got a 1-1 ball game.
Yeah, he nice break and run there. Like I said, this match could easily come down to the breaks with alternate break. Shane crushed the break as well. He just didn't have a good clean shot at the 1. Had to start with a safety, which earned him ball in hand, and then Stephen Weekly there broke and ran. So looks like we're going to have a good match on our hands. Like I said earlier on, obviously Shane Van Boening, one of the best in the world. He's playing Stephen Weekly, one of the top players here in the Northwest. In their second round of the A side in this Weir Memorial tournament. This is being played at the Golden Fleece. Great pool hall, good atmosphere. And this is the second annual Weir Memorial. Last year it was played in the same location, same venue. Gets lots of great players. I think this is 25,000 added for this tournament. So it typically is going to draw in some strong players, not just the Shane Van Bonings and Corey Dools of the world, but there's also Rob Saez and Spencer Layden and some of those players that are coming from different areas of the country, in those 730, 740 Fargo ranges that play super, super tough as well. So it's a great tournament. Same time right now, there's another match going on of 2 of the big dogs here in the Northwest, 2 700 Fargo players, Daniel Sardencio and Damian Ponkpanic from Jam Up. So Shane went with that shot there and missed that ball. And I can tell you, I don't know if the 1 passes, but Steven is very, very good at the safety side of the game too, and he's quick to go to it if he has to. So yeah, just like that. What a great shot.
Yeah, I put that in there good too because I don't think well, maybe he's looking at it. I wasn't sure if this 1 row behind it to catch that edge was there. But the 1 row going that way is definitely not there. The way it's sitting on the backside of that too. So Steven put that in an excellent spot to give himself a chance at coming back to the table.
Yeah, Shane made a great shot. Oh, and it goes in.
Wow, that's something else.
Well, obviously Shane's just going for a good solid hit there, and I think he was trying to get some distance there, but got a fortunate roll there that 1 went in and left himself. I mean, he's got some safe opportunities here, but he might just fire at this bank shot too.
Yeah, he's an excellent banker, and he's got 2 banking lanes, so it just depends on how he's feeling.
Yep, played a great shot. Wow.
Yeah, he did, and I guess he's willing to test Steven now. See how his kick game is. So what do, Josh? You play 1 rail or 2?
I play probably well, one rail gives you a chance of making the ball, but two rails gives you a chance of actually getting a solid hit on it. Came up short there on the, or went a little long on that two railer. So giving Shane ball in hand here. The only problem Shane has is the 6 here, the 6-9, but he can easily play to the short rail over here, or to the side rail over here, or just play for the combo. The combo.
Yeah, I was thinking he probably just played for the combo. He's going to get up on top of the 5, so he can just roll down for it, kind of like that, and just end up probably somewhere in here. I mean, he could be going to the other side. Just depends on how he's feeling. I guess that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to go for the early, for the out. It's there. Definitely now that he's in a good spot for it, he's definitely going to get out.
He's playing with a quick pace here. He's in stroke. It's easy to play with this fast pace, especially on these 7-foot diamonds, because you're rarely going to be shooting a long tester. You know, everything's going to be within range, and makes pretty good out here. Going to go up 2-1 in this match. Giving Steven the break. Steven broken around the last rack he broke, so see how he can do here. Yeah, there's probably a little bit of frustration, and I see in the chat there with the weekly wow, a little frustration there with Shane kicking that one ball, and he made a great play, good safety. Only left Shane the one rail escape there, and he happened to hit it good and clean and make it. So that was tough.
Yeah, because that could have gone in Steven's favor pretty easily. You know, the fact that Shane got the hit was impressive, but then for it to go in, it was just good luck for him, bad luck for Steven. Because he could have easily just been out there in the open for Steven to run the table.
Yep. Oh, Steven just drew this back into the corner. Left a fairly open table. So do you play this? Do you play this with this angle here? Yeah.
Yes, I do. That's this area here is the largest area, so I'm going to try to play the roll in there.
Oh, you know what? That 3 ball goes by the 4 here too. So, yeah. So he played to the other side of it. It makes sense when you originally look at it. It just seems like this is the open pocket for it, but
yeah. But I still would have played to come into that middle area and play the 3 over here.
Well, you know, the only problem with playing into that middle area is if you come up short up in this area, then you're having to bring cue ball down into the 6 or the 9. So you're going to have some issues there with traffic, but playing it the way he did kind of eliminated the traffic issue.
Well, obviously him being Shane Van Boening, I can't say he's wrong. But I still think, just for me, I would have played into that middle area. That was just my preference over running down the side down like he did. Granted, he's making it work and making it look easy, so you know there's really no way to argue that. He come up a little short on that draw shot.
Yeah, didn't want to overhit it and just came up short.
Does he go for it, or does he play safe behind the 9?
I think he goes for it. That's not too difficult of a shot, and it's easy to reach. Shape for the 7's pretty easy, coming back and forth. So I don't think it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, he's just going to run up and down. You know, this is one of those shots, though, where, you know, you can play a safety, not because you can't make the shot, but just so you can, you know, rattle your opponent a little more. But I guess getting out rattles them just the same.
Yeah, good shot there. Assuming he's going to play this back to play the 9 on the side here. It's good out.
Makes it look way too easy. It's almost sickening because, you know, me running that same kind of pattern, you know, I still got to work hard at it to get all the places. And, he just kind of seems so lackadaisical. Just go around, doink, 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 and no problems.
Yep, and it's early in the match. It's 3-1, race to 7, but these short races with alternate break, you've got to do everything you can to hold serve, and unfortunately, there with Steven drawing that cue ball back and scratching in this corner pocket down here on the break, it definitely put him at a disadvantage, especially since Shane won the lag. So Shane's going to be ahead in the breaks, and he's got the break here. So 3-1 with the break. Oh, and he scratches. Might return the favor a little bit here.
Yeah, I think Steven needs to get out here just to, prove a point.
Yeah, basically to say that he's in the match. He's not going anywhere. He's still going to fight for the wins. And you know what? It's early in the rack. I don't want to give a commentator's curse, but it's a pretty good table. I would favor Steven to get out here. I see Rob Gear and Don Armstrong in the chat. How you fellas doing? Long ways away, watching in. Appreciate it. Jeff Me and Crystal Davis from the Acme area tuning in as well. So once again, I can't hear Rich. He's having some audio difficulties, I think. So he'll have to log back out and try to get back in here. So Steven's going to play this. He's just going to try to come down to this side. You don't want to put a bunch of outside English or anything. Cutting that 5 ball into the pocket, just center high, will deflect off and bring you down this path. Hit that good. So I think he's going to get out here, make it 3-2, and then it'll be his break. Give him an opportunity to try to settle the score here. See somebody mentioned in the chat about never seeing a tournament where you rack your own in 9-ball. Yeah, majority of or a large portion of the bigger tournaments that you run into that you play are going to be rack your own, no matter the format, no matter the 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball. It just eliminates any arguments, any kind of friction between players. In this tournament here, with the 9-ball not counting in these bottom 2 corner pockets, it takes away, your opportunity to leave a gap and leave a pathway for that 9, because the 9 doesn't give you a win there. And at the same time, as the opponent, you always have an option to go check the rack if you need to. For the most part, these guys are not going for anything like that. They're trying to give themselves the best rack they can, make sure everything's super tight. The 2 is required to be in the back, so it kind of helps eliminate some of the pattern racking. And these guys are going for good, clean breaks, wide open, to be able to try to run out. So we'll see what Steven can do. He had a break and run earlier in the match, so he's got to maintain a good break going here. Crush the break. Just see what lays out for him. And a little unfortunate, he doesn't have a shot at the 2 unless he chooses to go rail first here. The rail first shot actually not only gives him a chance to make that ball, but it brings the 9 into play too for this pocket. And if he makes it and doesn't make the 9, then he's going to have a shot at the 3. So that's probably what he's going to fire for here. Yeah, just like that. A little harder, and that 9 would have been in, and he would have had that game. So looks like it's going to be a race to the 7 ball. He's got to make a good shot on the 3 here. He's kind of tree-topped from these, so it takes a little bit of his stroke away when he's playing this. He's just going to have to put a good clean stroke on this ball and try to get back up table for the 4. I see Rich drawing some lines and stuff here, but he still can't hear him. And Weekly made a great shot. Stroked that ball really good, got right into the window he needs to be able to make this 4. So once again, I think he's going to be out here. impressive to see how well he's shooting on the big stage here, watching the live stream or on the live stream, and playing one of the best in the world, and kind of making it look easy too. So it looks like he's gonna get this rack here and tie it up 3-3. Kind of punish Shane quite a bit there for scratching on his last break. And these guys are both kind of punishing each other. Race to 7 makes it difficult. It's a short race for 9-ball, especially at this level. So every game, every break counts. Nice out, Steven. Shane's break. Breaks are so important, like I said. Let me know where you guys are all watching from. I see Texas in the house with Rob Gear. I see Casey Kofer. How you doing, buddy? From Spokane. Hey, Kurt. Watching from Butte, I assume. People watching from all over. It's a good match, kind of showing you how some of the top players in the Northwest hang with these big dogs like Shane and the others. Another scratch on the break. This one was a cue ball got kicked in, so he didn't just play it straight to the side. A little unfortunate there, but given Weekly ball in hand, I'm assuming he'll line up. Depends on if he can make this. Rich, we still can't hear you, buddy. Cue ball control, North and BC. Nice seeing you here. Makes a good little shot there. Keith, all the way from Florida. Thanks for tuning in. Seeing a great match here. He can hit this 4-ball with just center ball. He doesn't mind coming out and leaving himself an angle out here on the 5 so that he can. Oh, he decided to kill it. He's got a little angle though, and the 6-ball's in a great spot. Everything's pretty easy from here, so this is a big rack. This gives Steven the opportunity to get ahead in the match with the break. Oh, need to get fortunate here. Yeah, he did. It's a makeable shot. Definitely a little bit of a tester, but hits this with a little bit outside. It should bring the cue ball up table this way, so avoid. Oh, wow. Brought in some pockets, but he didn't scratch, so nice out, Steven.
Yeah, nicely done. Are you able to hear me, Josh?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so I'm not sure what happened there. All the while I thought I was being heard. I was just chatting away.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was good commentary too. We kept seeing little lines on the screen from you, but not.
Oh yeah, I was drawing away, talking away, and turns out I was just listening to myself. But that's all right. I'm back.
Yeah, so Steven here, he doesn't look like. Shane's probably a little frustrated. He showed a little frustration after that cue ball got kicked in last time. A little unfortunate there because he didn't play it into the side, but it got booted in, and sometimes that's hard to control. But Steven takes the lead here and the break, so he's ahead in this back and forth.
Yeah, putting a break and run together right here would be big, like big, big, big.
It's the second time that he's played that cue ball down towards that bottom pocket. Just miss hitting that a little bit. He's not wanting to put that much draw on it, but it happens. Yeah, Skagit County here in the chat where Weekly lives and rooting on the hometown boy right now. I'm sure he appreciates that, appreciates the love. I love watching Shane play. Shane, like you were saying earlier, he makes it look so easy. Just really the only difference right now is in the breaks. That's the biggest difference. The only thing separating these guys right now is Shane had 2 scratches on the break and Steven only had 1. But this is one of those games right here where the shooter is at a disadvantage when you're playing the rollout or the push, especially against somebody of Shane's caliber, because Shane's always going to make for the most part, he's always going to make the right decision. And it's always in his hands when you're pushing. So
yeah, and he might just get this one back just because I don't think an edge is. Yeah, I don't think you can see the edge of that one. It might be able to, but
nice. It looks like he's massing into it. I'm gonna watch the replay because that looked close. Tie goes to the shooter, right?
Yeah, that definitely should have been something they had somebody watch.
Yeah, Steven has a chance here, and he can use that. Might use that 7 to try to hold for the cue ball. He doesn't want to clip the right side of that 7; it could become messy. Oh wow, right around it.
Yeah, that was a pretty tough shot.
Well, he's looking here. I think he might be. Yeah, he's clipped by the edge of this ball right here. So he's going to be grabbing the short cue and trying to jump this ball in. He already made earlier in the match. He hooked himself once and made a jump. The only difference is that jump was a little closer, and reward for shape was automatic. So here, the one thing he has going is the only jump in the edge, and the 3 ball is close to the pocket down here. But he might be leaving himself a long cut at that 4 ball if he makes this.
Like I mentioned earlier, when you're just jumping the edge of a ball, I prefer to shoot with my break cue than my jump cue.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's easier to control. Now, he made a great jump shot there, but shape got away from him and left him kind of funny here. So, I mean, the bank is on if he's feeling aggressive, but definitely going to be looking to play safe, maybe even get the cue ball right up behind the 9.
Wow. And he looks like he's going to come up with a safety here. Not sure how well that 1 rail behind the 9 is going to work. Looks like the 9 might be in the way of pocketing that.
Well, I don't know. It might. If he lands kind of in line with the 9, and then he can spin going forward. But yeah, I was surprised that Steven went for the shot.
Well, Shane left himself a tester here.
Yeah. So what do you think he does? You think he cuts it or cross banks?
He banks so good.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to fire at the corner pocket though for cutting the ball.
Yeah, I think the cut offers better shape opportunity. But
nope, we were wrong. And he got pretty fortunate there how it rattled in that corner pocket and left himself pretty easy.
Yeah, gave him a very doable shot here. So looks like he'll be getting out to tie the match board for.
Yeah, Jeff G. There's, I believe, 10 tables in this Weir Memorial, and 5 of them are being streamed by EvoSports. So there's a few of us that are guest commentating and kind of moving in and out of matches here and there. A lot of us are remote, not a ton of booth space or anything at the facility for as many tables as they have streaming. So Shane makes a great out there. Difficult.
Yeah, that one got to sting a little. Just, avoid the scratch with the rattle in the pocket, and then to come out and give him a nice look at the 7 ball.
Yep. And it's 4-4 now, and it's Shane's break. So now they're back on. They're back on serve. So Shane crushed that break.
Yeah, it's rough to play somebody as good as Shane, and then for him to be lucky also.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not fair.
Yeah, but, and Steven's shooting really good. He is. Just clipped himself a little bit with that ball he shot, and now Shane's being Shane here.
Yeah, that's going side pocket. The cue ball's going to come over here just a little. 5 ball here. Now, I could be all wrong, I suppose. That wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Yep. Once again.
Yeah, Shane didn't want to leave himself too much angle on the 6 because he wants to be able to hold for the 7 without having to travel back and forth up table.
Yeah, this one has to be done quite right because of the 8, which he's going to do with no problem.
Yep, leaves himself an angle too. Easy to get 2 real sharp for the 8.
I got to quit drawing.
Yeah, it's natural going forward, but obviously
he was playing to the bigger window.
Yeah.
But that gives me something to think about when I'm playing. Instead of, because I would have went forward over that way, but maybe it's something I need to consider. Just trying to go to the bigger windows, allow myself more room for error, because it makes it look easy.
Yeah, for sure. And he's up 5-4 again, so this match is going back and forth. Both these guys have done that, and they're both shooting great. So once again, we're back to Steven's break. Let's see how he breaks. He's got to have a good break here to stay on serve. He doesn't want to allow Shane to get to the hill where he's at. So
yeah, and much props to Steven for not being intimidated by playing Shane and coming out firing. And he is shooting really well, real strong.
Yeah, well,
props for that, sure.
He can play super free because it's him and I had a conversation a long time ago about someone that he was struggling to beat. It was a guy in the 730, 740 Fargos, and finally when Steven beat him pretty handily too in a tournament in the hot seat and the finals, we were talking afterwards, and he told me that he always put a lot of pressure on himself, trying so hard, wanting to beat him and beat guys like that he finally went into that tournament just thinking, you know what, I'm not supposed to win this anyways. I'm just going to play free. It is what it is, and he played some of the best pool he's ever played. So he's probably doing the same thing here. Shot that kind of fast though, so he just hung that ball and gave Shane an opportunity here.
Yeah, he pockets that ball, and as good as he's shooting, he probably gets out to tie it up.
Yeah, for sure. Wow.
Oh,
he almost gets that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely trying to just do the combo and leave the 2 sitting there. But he caught too much rail, and now he's a bit of a jam. You think he goes 2 rail 9? Or do you think he just thins it and goes up table? Or what do you do here?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to tell from these angles on the live stream. You could even thin the 9 on this side here and have put some inside English on it and have the cue ball come straight down through this path. But gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough call. You could try for the early 9, but do you really want to when your match is tight? If If Shane was up, a few games, then it might be something he'd take a shot at just because, he's in a comfortable spot. But when you're, up one and your opponent is shooting really well, you don't want to give too many chances.
Yeah, he might even be able to clip the 2 kind of fat. It's really tough to do that though because it's going to run into the 9. Let's say he can try to bank the 2 over to here and get the cue ball up table here. Looks like that's what he's going to do, just coming at it this direction. He's in a tough spot though. He doesn't. If he leaves Steven a chance at an offensive shot here, he could be easily 5-5 again.
Yeah, and I think he's aware of that, and that's why he's taking so much time on the safety because he doesn't want to give Steven a good look at this.
Yep. Oh, and he gave Steven a good chance to play a good safety back too if he wants to get him locked on the backside of this 6 ball.
Yeah, that's going to be a little tough coming from range, but do you play the aggressive side and go for this combo, or do you just play it safety here?
He went offensive. You can't fault him either. I mean,
no, not at
honestly,
all.
you sit back and you think, no matter how good you think you play the safety side of the game, I mean, Shane kicks like a mule, so it's one of those things where, do you want to get into that safety battle? If you have an offensive shot, you're kind of leaning towards just going for that, giving
Yeah, and that particular combo was makeable, so it's not a bad idea to take a swing at it and see what happens.
What a great shot.
Yeah.
Now, for some of you out there, like watch Steven shoot a couple balls pretty fast. I can tell you he's not a slow player typically, anyways, but there is something to be said about playing with a little bit of speed when you're playing guys like this, especially if you feel the pressure, if there's any pressure, because it takes some of the nerves and some of that pressure away when you're shooting faster. You're not giving yourself time to let it sink in and feel it. And it also stops you from second guessing yourself, which is the biggest downfall of a ton of players. So it's not necessarily him shooting fast because he's nervous. He's shooting a little fast just to be able to keep playing at a high level. Gosh, he played perfect shape for that 6 ball. That's disgusting.
It's still pretty tight, though. I mean, it'll be visible if he clips the 7 first. But man, he did play perfect shape. That's about exactly where he needed to be, and he got right on it.
Yep. Unfortunately, here for Steven, it looks like Shane's going to get on the hill here with the break. Shane's shooting good. He was able to power through some of the strong shooting that Steven started out with, and the only thing that is going to change things here is going to be the break. Steven's needing Shane to kind of have an issue off the break here. Hopefully, not see the 1 or something like that. And
Yeah,
Shane's gonna come in here and Shane's going to crush this break. And boy, if he can see his opening shot, he's going to probably finish this match.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. It's going to come down to this break shot. Steven's not out of it. He just needs an opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. He gets an opportunity here. 6-4. He's already done it once in this match where he's down by 2 and Shane scratched on the break and he ran out and then he got out the next rack and tied it up. So
yeah, it's definitely doable.
Yeah, it could easily go hill here if Shane doesn't break and run this or doesn't get out somehow.
And for those of you who don't know, last year's Weir Memorial, SVB won it. I believe he did it undefeated. Well, he crushes a break and has a nice look at the 1. So And the way this table is laid out, I kind of think, like what you were saying there, Josh, I think Shane's going to get out and win this match.
Yeah, I think somebody's going to have to tackle Shane for Steven to have a chance in this. It's pretty connect the dots right now. And the 8 passes the 9, so.
Yeah, I don't really see any problems. He's going to stop that. Just play the 5 and 6 in the same pocket, and the 8 and the 9 in the same pocket.
Pretty quick match. Both these guys take no time and working the tables out, and both were shooting super, super strong. So,
Well, regardless of the outcome, man, I got to give Steven a big high five, man. He did a great job, and considering who he's playing, and to get 4 on him, that's nothing to hang your head about. And he definitely had opportunities to get more.
yeah, but just like any other pool player going into the tournament, he's going to be frustrated right now, and he's going to be thinking about a few of those chances he had.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I mean, how many chances are you going to get to